Sure. I guess first question, Jay, is just overall thoughts from today's game with a familiar opponent.
Well, certainly disappointed. I like the way we started the game, but certainly didn't like the way we ended it. Our guys are going to have to learn, and I think they learned today that if you play the same team over and over again and you win, it's not going to get it easier. It's going to get harder. Teams they're just too good, and these guys are all professionals, and I think we learned that lesson. I thought, like I said, the first one went the way we wanted it to go, and then the second and third they pushed, and we got frustrated and saw some guys have some lackluster efforts, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So certainly something to look back on, and hopefully we can learn from, but not our best.
Is that a case where some guys need to learn to adjust to the adjustments that the opponent's going to make when you see the same team so many times?
Yeah, I mean they're certainly naturally gonna pick up on some things that we're doing, and then we're gonna have to adjust back. I don't know if that's really the bottom line. I think the bottom line is that they brought a level of energy that was not met by us. We just did not compete as hard as they competed, and even though the special teams battle was clearly won by them, and that to me is just an effort thing. They were excellent on the penalty kill, and they were all over our power play, and they had obviously the goal was a little bit of a fluke, but that being said, they had a lot of chances and sustained zone time on their power play, and we really weren't able to do much with our kill. So it's an effort thing more than anything. It really is. It's a desire to compete, and I thought that they had a little bit more of that tonight. You got it.
All right, we'll take it back over to Mark Dever.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. All right. Sorry about the earlier technical difficulties.
Not a problem. I think I see you right now too, live.
Una Koppanen has gotten better every year since he's been here. He's got 3 goals, tied for the team lead in goals. What are your thoughts on his progression in his time in Providence?
Well, he certainly has progressed and developed. He's always had that shot. I remember him scoring a goal when he came over against Lehigh. I distinctly remember it off the rush. So he's always had that wrister that he scored tonight right over the pad. It's a quick release. But that being said, he's come into his own with regards to the way that he defends and plays as a centerman, and then also with his stick. The rink is obviously a lot smaller, so he's had to learn how to do that, which I think he's done a nice job with. And then just physically, he's certainly improved with his conditioning as well as his strength. So you're seeing a developed player that's starting to look like an NHL legit call up, which is exciting. He's been very good.
You had Josiah Didier today for the first time. What does he bring to your team?
He brought some poise back there on the breakout. I thought I saw a couple of times. We've been pretty young, obviously very young the last 5 games, and certainly have a lot of effort, but also had some moments in the last 5, and even including tonight, where our young guys got a little overwhelmed by some forechecks and didn't have that extra half second of poise that I thought did show tonight, which just comes with some experience. But with Dids, really what you're going to get is just a hard defensive defenseman type game, which he brings every night, finishes his check, blocks a ton of shots, certainly a leader for us, just a kind of a guy that brings a lot of others into the fight, and certainly a welcomed addition for our group.
Last one for me, the power play. I don't think you've scored on the power play since that 3-for-7 day in Bridgeport. And today obviously was zeros again. What's going on there with the power play?
I think the biggest thing is, again, it goes back to playing the same teams over and over again. They've our power play units really haven't changed much. They're they're watching what we're doing, and I think they had a concerted effort to be aggressive and get on it. And we didn't respond to that urgency, and our urgency has to come with just the way we move the puck. It was slow. It was molasses. I mean, we gave up 3 2-on-1s, I think, on one power play. All for me, just a slow and soft puck movement that they pounced all over and back down they went. So, our urgency level on the power play, as well as in 5-on-5, but certainly on the power play, has got to increase for us to get back to where we need to be, and getting chances and all that. But I think we had the first one, if I'm not mistaken, we had a quick win back to the point. We had some poise. We moved it quickly, had a couple shots. And then after that, it was a real challenge for us to even sustain any zone time. So it's certainly something we're going to have to look at and improve upon if we're going to expect to have success against this team for the next, probably eight games and stuff.
Thanks, Jay.
Okay.
All right, we'll go over to Kevin DuPont.
Jay, if you could just assess the performance of your individual performance of your two goaltenders. Yeah, I also imagine there's cuts both ways here. They don't need a goalie in Boston. It doesn't look like they're going to need a goalie in Boston. So the cutting both ways is they can stay down there and get ready, but there's also that incentive isn't there. Does that play into it?
You mean, well, for the short term, I suppose. Yeah, I think the way that we look at goalies, and I think a lot of the professional hockey looks at goalies, is it's a process. If you really look throughout the league, the guys that are 24, 25, 26, those are the guys that really hit. So we're not going to rush our goalies. We certainly have, to answer your first part of your question, we're very excited about both our goalies here with Laddie and Sway. Sway's played 3 professional games, I want to say, or 4, one of the 2. And then obviously Laddie really last year was his first year, the second half, where he kind of took over as a guy who was playing 2 out of 3 on the weekend. So they're still in the middle stages of their development, I suppose. From what I can tell with them, I think they're very happy with where they're at. They're looking to get games. As an organization, we're certainly happy with where they're at, and really do, buy into the development model with goaltenders. It to me, and I think for others, it's a really challenging position. And then on top of that, if you throw in a guy who's 21, who hasn't had a lot of experience, regardless of his success, it can get challenging for them. So we're going to make sure that we're doing the right thing there with development, and that also being said, we're quite excited for both those guys.
All right, we'll go back to Patrick Williams.
Quick housekeeping question. You brought in Tommy Cross officially. How did that deal come about with Florida on a loan, and what can he bring?
Well, the Florida splits with Syracuse, I believe.
Yeah.
Sorry, they split with Tampa in Syracuse, and so there was just too many bodies. Tommy's from the area. We obviously have a relationship with Tommy for years and years, and I don't know if you're going to find a better individual to add to your group. He'll bring a ton of experience and leadership. At the end of the day, he wants to play the game. He also wants to help out kids, and so it's just a no-brainer for us. On the ice, ton of poise, wants to play every shift. Can play in all situations, and he'll bring a lot of that for our group, as well as help out a lot of our younger players that you're seeing out there tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys.